We routinely have presidents and CEOs of companies large and small here on the show, and they almost all bring up one thing in common. Many are worried about making sure they have a skilled workforce ready and willing to fill jobs down the line. This week, Travelers hosted Insurance and Financial Services Day for local high school students. It's part of their signature education program called Travelers Edge for empowering dreams for graduation and employment. Here now to tell us how it works is Marlene Ibsen, Vice President of Community Relations for the Travelers, Terrell Hill, Principal of High School Inc., Hartford's Insurance and Finance Academy, and Edge Scholar Cesar Delgado. Thanks all for being here. Marlene, if we could start with you telling us, just kind of summarizing what the program is.
Sure. I'll start by saying that at Travelers, we really believe the most important investment we can make for the future of our company and our community is in education. And so growing out of that, we took a look at what our future workforce needs may be and really wanted to structure something that would build a pipeline that would offer students who are traditionally underrepresented in our industry an opportunity to get a sense of what kinds of careers, what kinds of opportunities are available in the insurance industry, and of course, specifically at Travelers.
So you've been able, how old is the program, and you've been able to bring how many kids through?
We've been doing the program for about 4 years, and there are a couple of elements. At the top end, sort of at the college level, we've worked with probably 90 to 100 different students, scholars, mentorships, things like that. We do have programs that reach all the way back to middle school, though, and those are less intensive, kind of broader brush, general awareness, and we've reached more than 7,000 students a year for the past 3 years through those programs.
So, Terrell, that's interesting to me. She mentioned middle school students, kind of keeping it broad, but, you know, at the high school level, I mean, it's not, it seems kind of early to start talking about careers in insurance.
Well, while you say it may seem early, actually that time goes by very quickly. So I share that with students every day that, this is the last hurrah for your childhood, and it makes sense to start making those decisions for your future. And so they're very focused in the school daily on those particular opportunities that are presented by companies such as Travelers. And we talk about it every day, the staff and myself, and we make sure that they understand that, these opportunities are there for you. And I like to say that those opportunities weren't always there, as Marlene stated. And with the development and the opening of High School Inc., those opportunities are there in a much greater number than ever before, and students in the local community have opportunities that they never had before.
So there was there's a gap kind of in the education system that this kind of fills, or? Well,
what's happened around the country traditionally is that we had comprehensive high schools, so large high schools where you kind of went in and, it was like a catch-all for everything.
Yeah.
You took cooking and, auto shop and, but with a school like High School Inc., a small learning community with a focused theme. We're actually a NAF Academy, part of National Academy Foundation, so we have that finance focus. So students come and you take the traditional courses, math, science, English, social studies, world languages. However, their quote-unquote elective courses are insurance and finance courses.
That's so interesting to me. That's so interesting. Cesar, tell me how it's worked for you.
Oh, the Travelers Edge program has been a great journey for me. It has been a phenomenal ride. Since I moved here 6 years ago from Puerto Rico and coming from a different culture, the Travelers Edge program opened that door for me to say, hey, we're going to give you training, we're going to actually offer you access to higher education, and yet we're going to give you real-life application. So Travelers Edge offered me such a big opportunity for me to develop my abilities, and not only that, to find my hidden talent.
Right.
So today, I'm attending to CSU. I'm taking my last 3 courses, and I'll be obtaining my bachelor's degree and get ready to enter the workforce and work in the Florida state. So it has been a great opportunity.
And working for Travelers.
Yes, I'll be working in bond and financial products in the international space, and I'm only not working in the international space, but at the same time, I'll be leveraging my bilingual skills. So I'll be working with a Spanish population base and working in bond and financial products with an international. So it's the perfect fit, and Travelers offer me that opportunity to kind of test the water and find that perfect opportunity.
So did you know anything about insurance when you started?
Not at all. Actually, like I said, I came from Puerto Rico, and not knowing anything about insurance is such a limited topic, right?
Yeah.
And Travelers kind of gave me that opportunity to get ready for the business acumen and to do well in school, and at the same time get a real life application.
So did you kind of do like internships in different departments?
Yes,
or?
yes. Like I said, I started back in 2008, so I spent my time in 3 different rotations. I spent my first 2 years in business insurance operations. So the operation pretty much focuses in underwriting. We are the backbone support of the underwriting processes. And I did a second rotation in HR, talent acquisition, where I learned pretty much how we do human resources from a really big picture perspective. And lastly, I spent my last year in PI, personal lines. And there I kind of learned my strategic abilities and kind of developed new skills. And I'm currently doing the training to get ready for my full-time position in Florida within bond and financial products.
So, I mean, it's a very comprehensive. I mean, it's not like he's just getting a taste. I mean, he's there for a year, 2 years in each department.
One of the things we think is most unique about Traveler's Edge is that it really is designed as this holistic approach so that it isn't just scholarships or just a mentor. We provide opportunities for internships, scholarships at the high school level, job shadowing, even some high school internships to really give students, through that door that Cesar mentioned, a chance to kind of look through the door and understand what goes on at a company like Travelers, what insurance is about, and really at a large company, the breadth of opportunity that's there that otherwise maybe they just wouldn't have had a chance to really comprehend or make an academic plan around or think about college for.
Right, right. So how many students, for instance, in your high school are involved in this kind of program or would benefit? I guess all would benefit.
Well, actually, yeah, all. My school has a unique position where the entire school is a theme academy. So all the students expect to go through these experiences and work with Travelers. We've already had students do their internship this past summer, as Marlene mentioned, and we'll have more, you know, each succeeding summer. So, and they're all excited about it. So we can't have them all go through Travelers in particular,
right.
But they're really competitive and they talk about it more and more because the students who had their experiences this past summer, they brought that back to the school this year, and the students are like, well, I want that. And so they know. And one of the things I wanted to bring up is that, as Cesar said, you know, I'm looking forward to hearing his story from many of my students. Yeah. You know, his story is just so amazing. But I want students to understand that insurance is so much more than what people think. It's more than the claims for a storm. I mean, we all just went through that.
Right. But
there are so many opportunities and so many jobs in areas within an insurance company that, you know, students can go in and they say, well, I want to write, you know, and
right.
there's departments where you can do that. And you know, so I just focus on the math. Then maybe you can focus in the actuarial departments. So there are so many opportunities for students, you know, across the entire spectrum of an insurance company. And again, for Travelers just to provide that opportunity at the high school level, that's just not the norm, you know, with a lot of companies across the country.
And we have about 30 seconds left. You must be very excited to begin your career.
Yes, I am. Like I said, I'll be moving to Florida next month upon graduation, and I'll be within my element, working in bond and financial products and developing my skills and continue doing well.
And this must be just a home run for you.
It absolutely is, and I'm proud to say Cesar isn't the only one with this kind of experience, but he certainly is a great representative for many of the students who have come through our program. These kinds of stories are just a win all around, as you said.
Right, and they do it with travelers.com if they need more information, or?
Yes, travelers.com/community.
Excellent. Thanks so much for being here, all of you. What a great program. Thanks for telling us about it. Don't forget, if you missed something here on The Real Story, you can now watch it online by going to ctnow.com. You can also catch us on YouTube. Thanks for watching this week's edition of The Real Story. We'll see you here again next week.